Hi, good morning. I'm Danielle, and today is day 29 of my 100-day video blog challenge. I appreciate you being here, and I'm going to keep this one brief. I'm in my car waiting for my friend to come as we head into work. So I want to talk about the fact that Saturn just went direct after being retrograde. So stay with me. I know you're going to be like, what is this she's talking about? So Saturn is the planet of discipline and structure and restriction. And it's also known as the great teacher. And it had been retrograde for quite some time. So what that means is when a planet goes retrograde, it seems to go in reverse, but it's not really. It's just a perception that it's moving at a slower pace. But what it means to us energetically is Saturn, the lessons that Saturn normally teaches about causing you to have structure and discipline in your life, it forces you to take it internally and to learn lessons and to do the really hard work that is required in your life. So say hypothetically you're really bad with finances. It's going to force you, the universe will force you into situations that are stressful and test you to force you to learn the lesson to be more responsible and structured and disciplined with your finances. So it's all doing internal work. So making you have to face strenuous or uncomfortable, sometimes challenging lessons so that you actually, it forces you to do the work required for your own highest good. So then this week, Saturn went direct. It's no longer retrograde. It's no longer going backward. It's going forward. And what that means is I actually felt the pressure of that lighten up. It felt like there was an expansion in my life. And there was, because the planet of restriction had been restricting, because that's all the inner work. But if you do the work required, and if you do it really well to learn that lesson and to like really buckle down and do it, then Saturn rewards you for doing a job well done. And then obviously in the case of finance, you're going to reap the benefits of having that financial organization and cleaning up the financial. Maybe you were disorganized and now all of a sudden you're being more organized and responsible and structured and doing all the adulting things that you need to do. Well, you're going to benefit because you're going to be saving money on overage charges, or you may have more clarity and less financial stress, whatever it may be. It's the same for any kind of lesson in life. If it's a matter of establishing boundaries, that you just have been like a yes man all of your life. Well, the universe is going to force you, in the case of Saturn retrograde, which has happened, the universe will force you to face that issue, that you need to start establishing healthy boundaries for your own greatest good. So it will create scenarios for you and present scenarios and situations and relationships that will push and take advantage of you and put you in an uncomfortable position so that you're forced to establish healthy boundaries and remove toxicity and say, nope, this is no longer aligned with my greatest good. I'm going to distance myself or eliminate this relationship or reestablish healthy boundaries that are in my greatest good because it's not balanced. So it forces through people acting like jerks, maybe, or people walking all over you and treating you as if you're not entitled to act on your own behalf. Like that's a recovering people pleaser. When you just say yes, 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 and you sacrifice your own self for the benefit of other people. I used to do that all the time. So the universe forces you to learn that lesson, to stand up for yourself by putting more uncomfortable positions for you. So you finally face it and then you learn the lesson and you stop doing that. Because the only way you can grow and the only way you can evolve is if you do the work and you learn to establish those healthy boundaries. And then you won't do that anymore. And then then you have healthy relationships. So this is applicable to all aspects of life. I certainly have been going through quite a lot. I have been forced into many uncomfortable positions that really are challenging to go through. I think everybody can say that they have as well. But if you think about it, instead of like, why is this happening to me? Think, what is this trying to teach me? What do I need to overcome right now? How do I improve my circumstances so that it benefits my greatest good? And what work is required so that not only am I going to improve my situation by overcoming this, but that I'm going to learn the lesson and not repeat it again in the future. So I'm establishing a new pattern or a new habit or a new boundary or a new structure or organization, eliminating toxic relationships and maintaining and nurturing healthy relationships, because life definitely will challenge you. I just heard a circumstance where somebody had his jaw broken and wired shut. I don't know, maybe he has to learn a message that he has to be quiet and listen or stop running his mouth. I don't know. It didn't sound pleasant. It actually sounds real painful. I can't speak for him, but I see it often, especially in my line of work with coaching people and owning a metaphysical shop and consulting with people and hearing a wide array of stories. And then time and time again, even from my firsthand experience in my own life, some of the biggest challenges and the most painful lessons to overcome, especially like leaving my corporate career and living independently as a single mom after my divorce, like having to pay bills. Ugh, I hate that. Well, you know what? That's part of life. I need to get more serious about it. It's not playtime. You got to do this stuff. So there's things that like just, especially the things we want to avoid. That's usually what we have to do most. And focus and really dig in there. This is, if we avoid it, it only gets messier. So you got to like really clean house and add discipline and structure. So I used to despise Saturn. I can't despise any planet. Every planet teaches us something. And for anybody that says or thinks astrology is hoopla or mumbo jumbo, it's been used for thousands of years. And what's so interesting about it is if the moon can influence the oceans and the tides, and there's forces that definitely impact nature. Well, our human bodies are 70 to 80% water. How could we not possibly be affected by what's happening energetically in the universe? There's some truth to it. Like, there's a lot of truth to it. When you start peeling back the onion and understanding the tenets of astrology and looking into your natal chart. So the personalities of each of the planets and what each of the planets are in charge of doing, and what each of the houses, the 12 houses, which are in charge of each different parts of your lifestyle. It can be love, it can be your finances, it could be your daily activities, it could be partnerships. There's a lot to it, but I definitely felt the shift, and I think as a credit for all of the hard work I had been doing, I am seeing positive results that are already manifesting and showing itself. So my work is not done, but by facing some really hard, challenging circumstances, I could no longer delay or put off work that was required, which ultimately benefits my best good and my children and my financial stability and my overall stability and my relationship stability. So I hope this helps you. Remember, if you're faced with a challenge, think, what's the lesson here? What do I need to learn? And how can I overcome it? Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You're not a victim. We always have free will. Sometimes things are really hard and they may suck, but if you do the work and you do it well, it's going to ultimately benefit you. So have a great day. Thanks for checking in with me. See you tomorrow. Bye.